Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, presented by Draco Breach. Now, first, I would like to apologize for no episode yesterday, but that's partly because I didn't have time off to record and edit this as I wanted to, so a day late, but it's exactly as promised, a great Poe hunt. We are going after 27 Poe's souls today. We're also going to get a few other minor items along the way, mainly rupees and one stamp. So, not deviating too much. Just so that you can follow where we are going, we're actually going counterclockwise along the map and then going into the center. So first will be Faron Woods, which we've already done. Next is Kakariko Village and Death Mountain, which is what we are currently doing. After we are done with Kakariko Village and Death Mountain, we head off to Zora's Domain and north, well, the river at the north of Zora's Domain. After that, we go to Lake Hylia, and then we take a very inefficient route through Hyrule Field. But that's the way things are. This took a long time to record. I literally had, I think it was a 2-hour recording, just because there were a lot of times that I ran out of time. Basically, it became daylight. Most Poes only appear at night. There are a few exceptions, like the one that we got in the Sacred Grove after bombing that one rock. But for the most part, they come out at night, and unless they're in a cave. But we'll get to some of those later. This commentary was added in post because, as you can see, there's going to be a lot of skipping around. One note that I will make, you're going to see this in a couple of Poes. Maybe, definitely not this one, but in a couple of Poes. No, maybe it isn't. It is. Basically, if you do the wolf's spin attack, I can't remember what Midna called it now. Cover the place in shadow or something. Anyway, if you do that, it'll immediately knock down the Poe and expose its soul. So it's a very good way to quickly collect a Poe's soul so that you're not trying to hit it twice otherwise. Yeah, so that's pretty much the big thing. There are 20 required Poes to get everything, to get all the collectibles. I will be going after every single Poe in the game, however, to show what reward there is for that. It will be in the next episode that we see what that reward is, as well as seeing some other collectibles that are open to us at this point. Although our next task will actually be to bring some joy to Castletown. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, that's kind of the way things are going. So yeah, this is going to be just a long episode of collecting Poes. What else? There was something else that I wanted to bring up. Right. Now, for whatever reason, I noticed this while I was recording, is you will lose your target lock on the Poes sometimes between the transition of them dying and their, and Link actually being able to finish by taking the soul. Like right there, in fact. I lost the lock-on, and I did not release the lock-on button. So, I don't know why that happened. I'm going to chalk it up to a glitch, but I had to quickly get the Poe back into my field of view and hit lock-on again. it happened. I no, coming up is just some rupees. Okay. What I did try to make sure that there was a pretty good view of where I was going to give a good hint. And this is an example of what happens. I run out of time and it's daylight, but I finally got this spinning platform, and it's, I mean, I would have swapped what's on the spinning platform with what was directly beneath it, because the spinning platform is harder to land on, and quite frankly, that should have been the heart piece, but whatever. Kind of the interesting thing that I noticed as I waited for the day-night cycle to go back to night is the Kuko that I rode down on, jumped down each platform, and eventually got into Lake Hylia and swam. And I'm like, oh, okay. For some odd reason, I was thinking that they immediately flew back up to the fabulous catch and I cannot remember the name of the game. But anyway, I thought they immediately flew back up, and no, they swim. So that was an interesting discovery. Anyway, with not really much to talk about, I'll go into some news that happened over the week, as I'm sure somebody might care about my opinion. Anyway, Nintendo officially unveiled the Switch, and it's interesting. I like the idea. I mean, it looks like, since we have so many developers who've come out and said, yeah, we're making the game for this, it's intriguing, to say the least. I'm very, very interested. I think, it was either Game Freak or, the Pokemon Company who came out and said that they were making a game for the Switch, which indicates that maybe Pokemon will be on the Switch, which indicates that, hey... Oh, by the way, non-Po related spot here. And I'm thinking, hey, I might be able to actually record a Pokemon game for my channel without having to spend tons of money to try to get a DS capture card, because I don't have the money to afford DS capture, and that's one thing. I might actually pick up a PlayStation TV at some point so I can record Vita games, but I don't know that I care about that. The Switch is a nice solution for recording, and it looks unique. I do like that, and the games that they presented, if they actually do come to the Switch, if those aren't just showcase reels, look like they could be quite interesting. I did like the Mario game that they showed, and I might, for the first time ever, play Skyrim. Yes, I am one of those people who have not played Skyrim, but that's because I did not like the previous Elder Scrolls game. I think I've tried 2 and 3, and I got kind of bored with them, so I might try Skyrim if it comes to the Switch. But entirely beside the point. And the Pokemon Company came out and finally did the official reveal of the starter evolutions, and I'm not terribly disappointed, honestly. I kind of like how the direction that they went. They went, Grass Ghost, which is a bit of a surprise for Rowlet's evolution. Decidui, I believe, is its name. Litten's evolution, I want to say Pyroar, but it's not. It's Incineroar. With Fire Dark. And a very interesting move called Darkest Lariat. Oh wait, well, actually, Deducii, his, whoa, I can't even remember the name of his move, but anyway, where it, basically is a mean look plus damage, is interesting, because that could be beneficial. Although I need to find more Pokemon that can use Feint Attack and change it into a different type, like Mega Pinsir, using Aerolite on Feint Attack. Beside the point, I'm getting out of my way. But my favorite is actually Poplio, and its evolution into Really? That's the one that I forget. Anyway, Poplio's evolution. Because the final evolution just looks... I mean, I really, really like how it looks, and it fits the whole theming. I mean, all of them fit their theming quite well. Maybe except for Incineroar, I don't know what theming they were going for, because it didn't really look like it with Litten and the mid-evolution. But beside the point, Poplio follows a very specific theme and keeps that theme throughout, and I really do like it. And the backstory about using its voice to control the balloons that it makes, and it can hop on top of a non-exploding balloon and watch from above as it sends exploding balloons towards its opponents. I mean, really? That is awesome. So yeah, I'm happy to pick up Sun and Moon when they come out. And as I just mentioned earlier, I can't capture Sun and Moon, so unfortunately, no, it's not going to be on this channel. What will be on this channel, Shantae Half Genie Hero is almost certainly going to be on this channel. Breath of the Wild is definitely going to be on this channel. And I've been thinking about doing another kinda retro game, another Game Boy Advance game, specifically Golden Sun, doing a walkthrough of that game, because it is a great game, it is very fun, and I've been thinking a lot lately about playing it again. I've also thought about doing Paper Mario Color Splash, but as you can tell, I just named a bunch of projects, and Color Splash has surprisingly a lot of content to it, so yeah. And also coming up here is another non-PO related, what do I want to call it? Non-PO related collectibles. Right here, something non-important, and I hadn't realized before now, but I have max rupees of 1,000. So, yeah, that was a wasted purple rupee, but who cares? And this room kind of annoyed me with the enemies. I mean, I cannot remember what they're called. I don't think they're bubbles, but watch me be wrong and they are bubbles. But anyway, you have these fire and ice guys coming down, and I shot a bomb arrow. I'm like, oh, I never turned off bomb arrows, so quickly fix that. But yeah, I shot a bomb arrow. It hurt. And then I went about defeating these things. But this is actually where you get a stamp that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, timing. But anyway, like I was saying with Golden Sun, I do want to do it. It's a very good game. The thing is, I'm not sure how I would present it, because I don't have... If you can't tell by the fact that I've mentioned that I use Windows Movie Maker to do my editing, I don't have professional editing software, and I can't really afford professional editing software, so I can't put in, like, pictures or slideshows, and I can't create, really good templates. So I'm kind of stuck there. So, I mean, if I were to do it, I would have to, talk about the enemies, talk about their drops, kind of like I did with Tactics Ogre, the Knight of Lotus, but more extensively, because you really do need to know if it's important to continue fighting enemies in that area to find a collectible, because there are some very powerful weapon and armor drops from enemies. And yeah, you go on from there. And there are also some unique things about how Golden Sun works that I would love to be able to have a template that pops up and says, hey, you know, this is what you need, this is the combination you need, blah, 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 blah. And I can't do that because I don't have the professional editing software. I don't... This is kind of the weird thing about this particular Poe, is I have no idea when Lizalfos got out there, because I could have sworn that it was Bokoblins, or whatever the enemy grunts are in this game. And I was like, really? I didn't know that you guys were here. So, yeah, there's that. But we are winding down. Last couple of minutes here, and this is an interesting little grotto here, because there's no prize for defeating all the enemies. Trust me, I looked and I recorded, and when there's nothing down here except for the two Poes, who I let get up twice. I let one get up twice, and the other one I got after. But it was because these Deku Babas, I believe is what they're called, were attacking me, and I lost more health here than I really probably should have. But there we go. I got it finally. So yeah, this is Poe hunting, and this is what I hope the next. Hopefully, we won't have to do an episode dedicated to Poe hunting again, because we should be able to collect them as we go from now on with the story. There's only 2 more to get, I believe. Nope, this is the last one. So I will show a show how many Poes we've collected, which will be 29. We are well above what Giovanni wants, so we can collect in the next episode his reward. For the time being, this is Draco Breach reporting out. God bless and safe travels.